You talked about female condoms not being. No, honestly, I was reading the comments, but here's the thing, right?
And what else?
So what's the point if I didn't listen to everything? What happens?
And
We don't want to have all that kind of stuff.
and
what?
And what else?
No, honestly, I was reading the comments, but here's the thing, right?
And what else?
So what's the point if I didn't listen to everything? What happens?
I need you to finish summarizing what I've said before you move on. You don't get to talk about what you want until you're done.
No, you basically denied the fact that women can wear condoms.
That's not what I did. And see, this is why it's important to listen.
All I heard.
This is okay. Well, that's what you heard, but that's because you weren't listening.
But
That's what happens when you don't. That's what happens when you don't listen.
You want to admit the fact that women can wear.
That's what happens when you don't listen. I said I didn't. It's important to listen.
All I heard.
This is okay. Well, that's what you heard, but that's because you weren't listening.
But
that's what happens when you don't. That's what happens when you don't listen.
You want to admit the fact that women can wear.
That's what happens when you don't listen. I said I didn't. I never said that women don't wear female condoms. I've never said that. What I said is that I said you said that. That's what you said. I said that female condoms are not readily available. Female condoms, men don't wear. To listen.
Amazon.
I'm not gonna let you talk. I need you to listen. This is not your space.
Order a condom on Amazon.
I'm you to respect that.
I respect it.
Okay, so stop unmuting. This is what happens. I've never said that women don't like wearing condoms. What I said was they're not readily available. You don't see them in supermarkets. You don't see them at the gas station, convenience stores, pharmacies. You don't see them often. Again, stop unmuting and wait until it's your time. If you're not talking, you do not need to unmute. The only time that you will really see a female condom is if you go to a clinic, like a sex clinic, or if you go to a sex store that has them. Female condoms are not popular. Therefore, because they're not popular, they're going to be harder for women to find. Like a sex clinic that has them. Female condoms find and to there are only two methods of contraceptives for women. We have IUD. Female condoms are not popular. We have the Depot shop and other shops. We have chips that you can get in your arms. Then there's hysterectomies and there's tubal ligation, aka getting your tubes tied. So because they are more marketed towards, what's happening is those things are not, because those things are more prevalent for women. Birth control and contraceptives are more marketed towards women. So because they are more marketed towards women, what ends up happening is women are taking the ownership of getting contraceptives and not men. Women even buy condoms for men. So at the end of the day, we have more responsibility. Talk, stop unmuting. Have some impulse control. This is why I want mandatory preventative to be used, or preventative measures to be taken on both sides. More of the onus is put on women, and we use biology to say that, oh, well, it's because of your biology, that's why you have more options. So you admit that it's inequitable, and society, including the patriarchy, has made it unfavorable or placed more onus on women to have control over contraceptives. This is why men think that women can trap them with pregnancy, because y'all don't have an equitable force in contraceptives. Exactly what I thought. And in the 2016 study that they found in NPR, they had to get rid of the clinical trials of birth control because the hormones of that birth control made men more self-unaliving prone, gave them hormonal issues, acne issues, mood swings, all of the things that women experience with birth control. Women have been on hormonal birth control for ages. Women have experienced vomiting, heavier flows in periods, acne, cystic acne, probably developed PCOS because PCOS is still a study that's happening. PCOS, they haven't really nailed it down. Women are tired, fatigued, they're hungry, they're gaining weight, they're losing weight depending on the adverse side effects. Sometimes the hormonal issues can cause them to become infertile over a period of time. You're not going to sit up here and pretend like these clinical trials that have been happening stopped because of other reasons. Oh, because women have different biology than men. Stupid. It's because y'all don't even like going to the doctor regularly. Which is why I didn't even put the option for a pill up here. You need something going. You need a chip that's in your arm, an implant in your phallus, a vasectomy, or you need to get a shot that releases birth control over a certain period of time.
Emotionally in tuned. That's what I would say.
Biology.
It's not biological that women are better at raising kids, because that's not accurate. There are some women who aren't good at raising their children. You would agree, right?
I would, yes, but I would also say that
Then
woman
there are
probably had a
some
poor
men.
childhood as well.
What's that?
I would say yes, but unfortunately, I believe if the woman was not good at it, she didn't feel loved and she wasn't raised properly herself.
That's not right. That wouldn't be an accurate assessment.
I would say more
Actually, because
likely than not.
there's a lot of things that people can say they didn't like as they grew up, and they made it their goal to not repeat those specific actions. So honestly, someone who probably wasn't as loved might, I'm not saying they will definitively, but they might also make sure that they figure out what real love is. Whoever that was that dropped, you weren't loading. I didn't remember the name, but anyway, so they would actually probably turn it around. Again, that's not for every case, but to say that a woman who, is not better at raising her child or their child is, you can't automatically say that that's because she wasn't loved.
I would say the majority of society would agree that women are better with children than
That's
men.
not true, though.
Can I
I
ask
would
a
say if they did
question?
a poll, it would be.
Well, no. So here's the thing, though, right? Well, yeah. I mean, Tiff, you can, but one more question.
No, you're good.
Is it that if men have been able to rear children and possibly even rear children better than their mother, right?
In those
Wouldn't that
outlying
mean that
cases, yes.
wouldn't that if men have been able to rear children and possibly even rear children better than their mother, right?
In those
Wouldn't that
outlying
mean
cases,
that
yes.
wouldn't that mean that men can also raise children and position themselves to raise them and be nurturing and give their children everything that they may need in lieu or absence of a mother?
Yes, but I would say they have a different specific purpose that is also important for children.
It doesn't matter. I'm not asking about the purpose, right? Because I think that that's subjective. Someone's purpose is different than the next person's. Do they have the ability to rear the child and give the child things that they need, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally? Can they do that spiritually?
I would say it just takes a man and a woman to properly raise a child, and they both have very important principles they teach to a child. And that's why I don't agree with the statement, because I think certain specific gender roles are actually beneficial and positive.
Like what? You still haven't told me like what? Like honestly, you're still not even telling
just
me
told you the
how
first.
it's what?
So I would say a woman, like I said before, they're very good at being emotionally available for their child. I would say typically the fathers are they provide a very good way of learning toughness, mental toughness, strength, and providing a solid example.
So the
And so-
mother's not providing a solid example either?
I didn't say that. I said she is emotionally. She provides very intense emotional value. Like no one's gonna love you more in this world than your own mother.
So what
That's
about your
not
father?
true.
Right. What about your father?
For most people, it is.
But what about your father?
Yes.
Okay,
Same
so
thing.
then
What
if
do
the
you
father
think
has
about
the
my
ability
father?
to love their child more than anything else in this world in the same capacity that the mother has the ability to rear the child in the same capacity,
I'm not saying love.
I mean to love
though.
the child in the same capacity,
I
then
didn't say love though.
yes, you did.
I said they both teach
literally
very
said love,
important
sir.
principles that one or the other
you talked
couldn't
about
teach.
the mother being able to, there's no one else in the world who will love you like your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm saying, well, then what about your father? And then you said, yeah, he can too. So I said, okay, so now if he can love you like no one else in this world, and she
different
can
type
love
of
you,
love.
what's the difference?
It's a different type of love. They're
but-
both important, but they're a little bit different.
What you're not seeing is that these are conditioned. Gender roles are conditioned. You don't just come out of the womb with mental toughness if you're a man, and with emotional intelligence or more
You
emotion or
learn.
more nurture if you're a woman. You do realize that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You
Okay,
learn
so
it.
then
and you
why is
develop
it then
That's
if-
why it's important. You need a man and a woman because
It's-
they teach you those things.
Again, you don't need it. Well, you need two people. A two-parent household is what is effective.
Yeah.
But then again, you also do need your extended family. So what people don't know about the nuclear family is it's not just two parents under the same household plus the kids. It also includes extended family and or your village, right? Those are all pertinent people who are relevant to the emotional, physical, and spiritual maturation of your. It's not just two parents under the same household plus the kids. It also includes extended family and or your village, right? Those are all pertinent people who are relevant to the emotional, physical, and spiritual maturation of your child, and that is what assists in your upbringing. But again, you're still not.
I agree with
Mothers and fathers have no difference.
that. Yeah, they do.
They don't. They are conditioned. You don't come out of the womb.
Definitely, yes, you do.
No, you don't.
A
Why do
father.
you think it's
and a mother.
biological, Troy? Because literally, when a baby, I just had a baby, right? It's wrong weeks in, and that's with your baby, which you can do as a husband as well. Like I had a C-section, and I wasn't able to hold my baby. Who did the doctors give my baby to? My husband, in order to establish that biological aspect.
Well, I would say that first of all, the first being like the mother was connected to the baby, like the baby was living inside the mother. I mean, they were connected through an umbilical cord.
But that
And
doesn't establish a bond.
I would say
That
it
doesn't
Oh my
establish.
God. Are you
definitely
kidding me?
does. I would say
Raj,
it definitely
come on.
does. Like when you
I
feel
mean,
the
you could
baby
look up the
kick.
science. Would you like to go look it up?
That's evil, bro. That's evil, bro.
Rod, stop. Seriously. There's other people on this panel. Don't do that. Last time.
Well, and beyond that, I mean, if you also look at, I mean, the way you know the mother's body is designed, it's designed to be very close with the baby, like
of it for maybe a specific, like
that's a
it
very
could be a
important
limited.
thing,
It could
though.
be a limited amount of time, or maybe it could be an extended amount of time. That you would consider that's a bonding opportunity with your child out in the real world. Yes, but that doesn't take away from the opportunities that the father would be able to have to bond with their child.
Men
Well, I'm not
also
taking that
bond through
away. I'm
feeding a
saying
baby
why
through a
women
bottle as
have that
well.
bond. That's so
Men-
strong.
Men also
that's
bond.
only
way.
one part of it. That's only
In
one
a
part of
different
it.
way, because the fathers have a very good bond. It's just it's different, and it's teaching different principles, which
It's
is also
literally the
equally as
same.
important.
Scientifically, it's literally the same.
Rod, what are you talking about? No one is talking about unaliving any child. Are you okay?
What?
Anyway,
Oh, he teacupped.
all right. Well, we'll go on to Mike.
Well,
Mike,
hi,
how old are you?
How's it going?
How old are you?
21.
Stout.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, you teacupped, Troy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll
I don't
be
know if you were
quiet.
saying anything. Were you saying
What?
something?
Oh, I was trying, but I think it paused or something on my screen.
Yeah, I don't know if you got like if you swiped out of the app or if you got like a call or text. It might have done that.
Oh, okay.
Were you
Whatever
looking-
works. I don't care.
Were you looking up something?
I don't know. Be out of it or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, yeah. I'm gonna introduce the rest of the panel, and we'll come back. So, Mike, how you say you're 21? Do you, Mike? How or why?
I think gender roles provide social structure. I think historically they've helped societies function for a division of labor and social norms.
In what capacity?
If you take a look at kind of how we're divided in labor today, with men working in the how we're divided in labor today, whereas women have predominantly taken over healthcare and the education system. I think that's been
Stability.
well, like
What stability?
Here's the thing: when you get like mad about these things, they
Who's
offer
mad?
choice.
Mike.
Yeah.
Don't start. No one's mad. I'm
Okay.
literally asking you a
Right.
question.
But these roles,
How is it contributing to this?
you get like mad about these things, they
Who's
offer
mad?
choice.
Mike.
Yeah.
Don't start. Don't them into
What?
these current gender roles.
How so? You can do whatever
You-
you want as a person.
But you just said that it's harmful when you force people into gender roles.
I think when you force them into gender roles, but I don't think that's
So
what's
what do
happening.
you think that people have been operating? How have people been operating?
We have so men. Do you agree that men are physically superior to women in terms of strength?
No.
They're not stronger than women.
No. In what capacity? To be able to perform certain tasks? Like what?
Strength to be able to move mass.
You're talking. Women can move mass, and when you're talking about anything that supersedes the strength of a man, what are there now in place in most industries, if not all industries? What are now in place of manpower?
Machinery.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you're not a farmer, Jay, are you?
Do farmers not utilize machines?
They do, but my grandfather.
Okay,
was a
so
farmer.
what?
It's hard
So then
work.
you're saying that a
No,
woman
no.
can't be behind there operating that machine?
But there's a reason they're not. Jay, why are you not
But
a
they
farmer?
are. Tell me, you
Okay.
can't say that there's not women in agriculture operating those machines. There
Absolutely
are.
there is. Absolutely there is, Jay.
Okay, so then if
But
they can operate that, I mean,
yeah.
what do you think, that those women are only superhuman? There's none other like them?
No, but I think that there's a
Okay, so
reason that
then
men
if they can
gravitate
operate
towards
it, then what does the superior strength have to do with putting a key in a John Deere ignition, turning
Yeah.
it, and then knowing how to operate the rest of the machine?
Yeah, so farming's a lot more than that. I think every job, I think when you
I'm
use this
aware, but if
machinery-
you're talking
Yeah.
about something in
No,
terms
no.
of mass, then it's going to
Right.
be utilized by a machine. Yes or no?
But when I think you mentioned this machinery thing, you neglect to see that in a lot of the trades jobs or the infrastructure jobs, it's more than just machinery moving. I mean, you're certainly using your body in physical ways.
I said
You're
something
certainly
very
moving
okay,
around.
and women can't utilize their bodies in physical ways.
They absolutely can, but they
Okay,
choose
so
not
then
to.
what are you saying?
Well, I think that men more so are inclined to do jobs like that because of their physical structure, whereas I think women are more aligned with jobs such as teaching or human resources or nursing.
Why
because
would women only be relegated or in line with jobs?
they
Okay,
choose
so
not
then
to.
what are you saying?
Well, I think that men more so are inclined to do jobs like that because of their physical structure, whereas I think women are more aligned with jobs such as teaching or human resources or nursing.
Why
because
would women only be relegated or in line with jobs such as teaching and human resources and education? Why?
just because of who they are.
What do you mean? They're also in
yeah.
agriculture.
Yeah.
They're also in the trades.
Right,
They're also
right,
in
right.
engineering. They're
Yeah.
also in infrastructure. Like, I don't understand. If they're
Yeah,
all
but when you say
there,
in, you
if
say
they're
in-
all there, then why are you relegating them to a gender role industry?
well, you're neglecting to understand.
I'm
the
not
fact
neglecting
that they're a
anything.
very small
I'm not
minority.
neglecting anything.
Okay.
You are.
Right,
If
but these
women are
women in
currently in these
agriculture-
roles,
also
then how
neglecting
is
that
it?
men-
Then how is it? If women are currently in these roles, how are you saying that they're only equipped or in line with things that are like such as education, things such as the healthcare and hospitality?
Yeah, sure. So first of
sorry,
all,
can I? That's not
No,
the
you
argument
can't.
he's making.
No, you can't.
He's making the
No,
argument
you
from
can't.
optimization.
Stop. I'm
yeah,
talking
so
to Mike.
so like
Stop.
like he just mentioned, you kind of put words in my mouth there. I did not say they're only capable. I said they're more socially aligned for those jobs.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can I ask a question really quick?
Absolutely.
What percentage of men do you think it is that are in these types of jobs and who have this certain physicality that you speak
45%.
about?
What
45%.
percentage do I think of
45%
what?
of men are in
I said shut
infrastructure.
up.
What
So-
percentage of men do you think are physically superior and are in these jobs that are for physically superior men? Is like our men are monolith? Like that's the question. That's the question.
Okay. Are you, if you're a normal, like if you're, the mean of a woman in size, about 95% of men are probably stronger than you.
That's
is
a lie.
okay.
That's actually a lie.
No,
I need your stats,
That's
not.
bro.
That's why.
It also depends on the group of people. Certain groups of people, the women are stronger. In other groups of people, the women are weaker.
no, women are physically less strong than men. Physical strength.
No, they're
You
not.
didn't
No, they're
hear my
not.
argument.
Are you guys kidding me?
Women
No,
are
I'm not kidding
diverse. Like groups of people are diverse.
You guys are just making assertions. What's the proof that
Shut up.
What are you guys talking about? It's like,
Like, if you can't keep yourself muted and stopped interrupting,
No, it
you're-
was
like,
the
come
dude
on.
up top. He's the
Well,
one
both
talking.
of them, they keep coming off their mics and they won't
Okay.
let
Kira.
us even talk to them at
I don't
all.
think
They're just wanting to
conversation is
bark.
full time.
I mean, no, you've been spewing red pill rhetoric.
No, you're
across
cutting
this
people
entire-
off now. We were having a fine conversation.
Yeah, I'm a mod and I can do that. So welcome to our live. We're trying to have a civil conversation. When you're spilling red pill information nonstop, and I work in agriculture, I am in that sector. And
Yes, I will rape you.
It's all men, right?
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Yeah, welcome to our life, Mike. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, I employ tractor drivers. I employ cutters of product that are female and women across this board. My staff's 45%. You're pulling this information out of your butt right now.
No.
And that's me
no,
putting
no.
it blatantly. Then
What
prove
do you
your
do
stat.
in
Where's your stat?
agriculture?
Where's
Sorry,
your
what-
stat? I'm an
what's your job
operations
title?
manager.
Operations manager. So are you hands-on? No, you're not.
I'm
You're-
hands on.
you're-
My family
can't.
have been farmers for centuries, and I'm hands-on. And we had women who were farmers, and they were hands-on. They broke their backs in the fields, in the farm, on the farm. So what are you talking about?
Use logic here, and let's just look at the statistic on what percent
You're not
The truth
using
is
the
that is a
logic, sir.
fact that there were women who were
Yes, there's
working
women who do everything,
in the
Cher. You
farm,
fucking
on the
genius.
farms.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Mike,
Okay,
you're
so what are
actually
you
jealous as
saying?
fuck for that.
Okay,
So
well, now you
shut
can
up.
roll.
Stop cutting me off.
No, you can go now.
Bye.
You're way too hectic. I don't know why you have to.
Oh,
No
and
one
Junior
first
in the
got here.
comments, Junior in the comments, I work in both the office and on field. I'm up at 6 a.m. on a field, ready to go with half of my women's staff. So if you want to come talk about it on the panel. Don't be sitting down there in the peanut gallery.
Why does it
Been
matter
working on the farm
anyways?
for fucking millions of years. Women have been working on the farm.
7, how old are you?
24.
Okay, do you agree or disagree with the prompt?
I think I disagree. I'm not gonna lie, I was still thinking about it, but I was kind of distracted with the topic that was at hand. But I think I disagree. I could see ways it's harmful for a lot of people in 2025, but I can't help. I don't want to completely take away the part that gender roles has played.
that you're the sinner and that they're the righteous. So what you're doing is alleging you partake in your own people's unaliving. That's what it's really about.
Yeah,
Remember,
because I
Jesus didn't
never
come
like
to
I
say
just it was just one thing about me. I never did the pledge. I used to get in trouble for it all the time. You gonna go to the office? I don't give a fuck about going to no damn
right,
office. I'm not standing up for that shit.
right. Read the scripture. Jesus never came to save the righteous. He came to save the sinner. The word sinner means a criminal and an idol worshiper. He never came to save the actual righteous people. So the real one coming to save the righteous from the practice of sinners. Isn't that crazy?
Mhm.
He didn't come to save you, the
I'm
righteous
just
one. He
trying to
came to
figure
save
out when it
Good night,
comes to
everyone.
Christians, I always stump the hell out of them because I ask them all the time, what did the devil do? Who did the devil unalive? Now ask me, then I answer, who did God unalive? Totally do. Yeah, you can't tell me who the devil unalive. You can't tell me not one motherfucking person, not one.
Good evening, everyone. Good night.
Hi.
Hello.
Would like to comment on the prompt. I'd like some
Okay.
clarification. In what sense do you mean emotional?
Men are overly emotional. They that's why a lot of them are locked up in prison now because they got overly emotional and unalived someone or did something crazy because they didn't know how to control their emotions.
But
Okay.
they want to call
And
women
what percentage
sensitive.
what percentage of men are in prison?
Who a lot?
Can you tell me? Can you guess what percentage of men are in prison?
No, I don't feel like guessing right now, but it's a lot.
No, it's not a lot. Less than
No,
two. Less than two.
it's
America has a
it's a
prison
lot of
population of 2.
men.
America
So are
has a
you
prison
saying that
population
in
of 2
America, not
million.
in other countries, but are you saying in America
If,
there are more women
if
locked up than men?
I never said that. I'm saying you're
No, I'm
asking me. That's
asking you, sir. I'm asking.
no. There's not more women locked up because of men. But that's not a
I didn't say
that's
because
not
of
in.
men. I said, are you saying that are more women locked up than men?
I just want to know what his point is because
that's where I'm trying to get to. I don't know.
I asked for
he already
substantiation.
got
No,
into his feelings.
Yeah,
I'm not into my feelings. I asked your question based off the prompt, and I asked for clarification.
okay, and I
And
asked,
you
and
said
I
that,
answered it.
and
You
you made a counter argument saying that it's because a lot of men are in prison. But then I made a counter argument back saying
Yeah, I
that there's
mean,
less than.
being overly emotional will get you locked up real quick.
Yes, and I agree with that. But very small percentage of men are locked up in prison. It's less than
What do you mean
2% of
there's
the
a small
population.
percentage? What do you mean by there's a small percentage of men locked up in prison?
There's a small percentage of men locked up in prison.
Okay, sir. All right.
There's less than 2%. You can look it up. There's only 2
Okay.
million people
Okay.
overall
Can somebody
in the
go? Because
prison
I don't give a
system.
fuck to look it up. Can something, whoever cares enough, can y'all look it up and let me know? Because I don't give a damn to look it up.
So, any other reason why men are so emotional?
Because y'all are emotional. Y'all are too emotional.
Yeah, but that's fine. I can
That's
grant your
why.
premise, but I need
That's why the
reasons for
world
it.
is at war right now. Y'all are emotional as hell.
The world has always been at war, whether men or women are at hell.
Yeah, because men have been in control. That's why we're always at war
No,
because y'all fucking
it's a
emotional. That is
state.
okay.
No, it's a state of
How
the
do I
human
share my screen on
condition.
this thing? Hold on. Look,
Yeah, please.
I
Yeah,
took
just
It's a state.
yeah.
It's a state of the
I'll put you in the big box.
uncivilized. And hold on, it's never the humanity has never been at war until the
here you
religious
go. This is
came
for
from third world,
20.
fourth
This is
world.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
This is 10 years. Look how many men and look how many women.
thank you.
That does not contain my argument. I'm saying that there's a list.
I mean, if you want a
There's legit less
percentage,
than
I mean,
20.
clearly that
There's
is,
legit
there's
like right
numbers
on the
right there in
federal
your face.
I don't see any numbers, but right now on the federal justice
Look at the
statistics, there's less
screen.
than 1.1% of men in prison.
Well, here's
Okay.
the thing.
Federal
I
Bureau of
don't really follow.
Statistics.
Hold on. I don't really follow statistical things because number one, I don't know
Okay,
the source of that. Hold on, let me finish.
I just told
I
you the
don't know the
source.
source of the statistics because I can make statistics what I want to make it to look
Here
like
you
and
go.
sound.
Hold
Here's
on. Let
some
me put you in
numbers
the
if
big
you want to
box.
look.
Hold on. Let me put you in the big box. Let
You
me
see
move
the
my cash
numbers?
app over.
Hold on. This is the
Yeah, can
last, I wouldn't say the
can
last
you
10
see?
years, but there you go, from 13 to 23.
What percentage of the population is that?
I don't know.
You
Look at
know,
the big numbers. Look at the number difference.
No, that
I ain't
doesn't
got a percentage.
the
Do
number
you see it though?
difference. The big numbers is only granted relevance based off the overall numbers.
Boy, look
So
at
in the
Justin.
United States,
First of
So
all,
you clearly don't
first of
understand what
all,
you're seeing.
so, IQC 28% of black men will be in prison at one point in their life. 28.5%. So miss me with all the foolishness.
Thank
Just
you.
because you have a percentage in there now does not mean that yesterday there wasn't
Oh,
some
here's some
that.
percentages down here if you want. I mean, that is
Yeah.
still a little lower. That's still higher. Just
Yep.
saying. Just saying. I don't know what you really want. You can go look it up if you want to prove
And the
something.
majority of y'all
That's how
men get
debates
locked up
work. You
because of
prove
your
what
fucking
you're
emotions.
debating. We don't prove your
He
point. You prove it,
he
and then we
probably
argue it.
been feeding off this red pill content, and he's
Yeah,
coming
he
over.
is. Yeah, but
He's
I can
looking.
tell what type of
Yep.
person he is anyway because of his accent. But we're not gonna even go there. But
what they always
I
do
can
is try to
already tell
justify. They
what
want
type
to
of person
justify
that
something, but
is.
the BLK community is shouting as loud as possible. What's obvious? I mean, they always want to go by statistics, but even you have to look up the resources of statistic too, because those same statistics you're talking about were saying that you were inferior as a male, as a
Well, see,
BLK male. Those same statistics.
black men
okay,
don't know how to read
the
statistics.
I'm
statistics
just
are
telling you.
from the
They don't know how to read statistics, and what they do is they just see something and repeat it. They
Yep.
don't look at what, because each study is done. If you've ever taken a statistic class, you'll know this. Each study is done in a different way. How
Right.
was
Oh,
the
hold
study
on, y'all.
done?
I just
all right.
on this
What
same
is the
page, I
scientific
found
method?
another thing. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Look, here's something with some more numbers. There's more numbers. You want to look at your numbers?
What
I mean,
are
it
the
was so
numbers
easy for
saying?
me to
Your
Google
screen are
this.
blurring. I googled it as well. Somebody just said 93% of men are in feds. No, 93% of the prison population are
Nobody
men. That
said
doesn't mean that it's in the comments right now. It's 93.3% of men are in the feds in 2025. But she read that
Oh,
wrong.
wait,
It's
here's one with
93%
race
of
and
the prison
ethnicity.
population of men. Okay,
Here you
that's
go.
fine. What percentage of the population of men are those? That's what I'm asking.
I mean,
Because
okay, well, let's
when
see.
you narrow it down to the
What is
population,
the
it's
population? Can
1.1%.
you do some math? Can you do some math real quick?
The
What's the
yes,
population? And then use them numbers.
in the United States,
What's the
the population
population
of the
and use
United
the
States is
number?
170 million men. That's the population of
Okay,
the United
now
States.
take that number right here. You see this top number?
No,
You
I
see
can't
that
see the
number
number.
right
What's the
here?
number? What's the number? I can't see the number. Just tell me. What's the number?
Let's see. We can do a 2014. You got 635,500. Get the
Okay,
percentage
I'm
from that.
gonna. All right, I'm gonna tell you the percentage. 635,000. Okay.
Yeah, 635,500.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, we'll wait.
Hey, when IQC is done, may I go?
That's
Yes.
zero
Oh wait,
point.
hold up. I'm
That's
so
zero
sorry. Look, I
point
found a
three
percentage table.
percentage.
There you go.
That's
There
zero
you go.
point 3% of
Nope,
men.
nope. I
Zero point
look,
three
look.
seven
I
percent.
changed it. Did y'all see me change it? Here's a percentage
That's
table.
zero.
There's the percentage.
What does it say?
There's the
That's
percentage.
0.3%,
No,
7% of
that
men.
is 85. Hold on. This is 86. This is
You think,
85.
wait, you
This is
think,
88.
wait, remember,
This is by
sex,
male. This is by sex. This is just males. Females are over here. This is males. This is the percentage of males. That's what you wanted. We gave you a percentage.
No, don't get quiet now, sir.
The percentage is right there. That's what you asked for, right?
you
Might have
muted
been
me.
off
No,
about
that's not what I
10%,
asked for.
but it's right
I
there.
asked for the percentage of males in prison in comparison to men outside of prison. When you do that math, that's 635,000 divided by 170 million, and that is 0.37% of men, which is a gross
But y'all
minority.
men still commit crimes. Sometimes y'all don't get caught for them, but whatever. Back to the percentages, though.
But
But
that's not the premise though.
Ah,
So
but
that's fine.
Go ahead and find it.
Sir,
Find it. Show us.
sir,
Find it and show us. Pop your screen up.
we're
I want to see.
looking, sir, what you're looking at is the number of people in prison now.
Thank you.
You're not looking at the ones who got out yesterday,
Yes,
who
thank you.
got out a year before that, who
Thank
got out
you.
10 years before that. We are talking about, first of all, you shouldn't even be in this damn conversation because this ain't got shit to do with you because we're talking about our community.
Thank you.
So that's the first part where you
You ain't
come in
part
and
of the
step in
community, sir.
on some shit
They
that
just
has
like
something that,
and he must like the degeneracy of these BLK men in this country
Yeah, he
because
does. He
even
likes to see
Africans
something
talk about,
about
oh
the
no, they're
community.
ruffians.
Less
Oh,
than 9% of
oh,
men
this,
have
that,
been
and the
in
other.
prison.
Y'all always say
That's
something.
good
Y'all
over
must want
there.
to try to think you're gonna take
sir,
over too
that
much.
is not
So,
right.
so
Then
there's
sir, you're not gonna come up here with
in
this.
prison.
You're not gonna do it.
Sir, don't you either
They
you
provide you
cash
the
out or get the hell out of here. That's how we finna do this shit. Either you
He
cash
doesn't
out
know
or
what
get
he's
the hell
talking
out.
about, and he's gonna
big challenge.
insist
You
that
don't know what I'm talking about.
he's going
You
to
legit did.
insist that he's going to be right.
You were a legit
Legit
wrong.
cash out me.
Sir, you can't. You ain't faster than me, sir.
You're not.
You're
It's
not
not about
faster
being
than me,
fast,
sir.
smarter.
You're not faster than me,
About being
sir.
fast.
You're not.
Look,
You're dumb.
You're not.
And you're
You're not.
intelligent.
You're not.
Know to do stuff.
You're not.
You're
You're not.
dumb.
You're not. You're not. Anyway, Amos, would you like to say something? Like after him, because I'm sick and tired of talking his ass.
I think Sasha said she wanted to.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, girl. My bad, girl.
That's okay.
My apologies. He done pissed me off.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Your hands were pretty full, so it's
There
okay.
was a lot going on.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
I'm
wow.
telling you,
What?
you can't even reason with him.
No.
Oh man. Yeah, but men aren't that emotional. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that men get so emotional because there is a driving fear behind being vulnerable. Even just the
Most
idea.
definitely.
I'm sorry, my phone rang. I turned it off. But even just the idea of being anything but hyper masculine is like an affront to their masculinity. And it is. It's like a card that you can revoke, that the tiniest, littlest thing can upset it. And it's very much a mob mentality thing where like other men will give them a hard time about it and will not treat them correctly because of it. And it's too bad that they behave like that, but they really do it to each other.
Yep. Yep.
But that's how I was feeling about that.
Yeah.
She right. This is why, because I often wonder, looking at history, all these demonic men in power, and all these men around him could actually take him down, but all of them are just followers.
You wouldn't have a Stalin and a Hitler and all these people if the men wouldn't let it. They were cowards. You could have been took these people out. Look at it now. They really just want each other approval of what masculinity is. And
Yep.
it's always toxic.
But look at the guy that just came up here. They will bend over backward to prove that they are all of them are good men, and they know this